This here is a base that went unbeaten and champs won CWL, and I'm going to share it with you guys today. Now, looking at this base, we've got a lot of stuff on the outside here. On the right side, we got a lot of empty space in the inner parts of the base, and this makes it very difficult to funnel. A couple of single Inferno towers on their own little islands there on the edges, and then the Tesla farm with the multi on the very back end. Let's take a look at some replays and see how this base does. Okay, so we will take a look at a few different replays for this base in particular, and don't forget, if you guys want to give this base a try for yourself, the link is down in the description below. Go ahead, give it a try, let us know how it does in the comments. But this attack here, starting off with the Spirit Walk from the right side, trying to get a bunch of that value, but you can see already that Royal Champion, even though she got the value, she took a ton of damage there. She went down to Phoenix, and she's not going to get quite as far as he would have liked. She's not going to get the Monolith here, despite the Phoenix's help. But we do have the Baby Dragon trying to clean up some of the edge there. Monolith is going to stay alive and get healed back up thanks to the Builder Hut there. Get a Golem on the top side of the base, and then here we go with the Root Riders. We have that single Inferno nice and early that's going to target some of these Root Riders and start picking them off. Get through the Ricochet Cannon on that top side as well. We got an Apprentice Warden in the mix, regular Warden of course, and then it looks like the Queen's going to go on the top left with the Barbarian King to set the funnel on the edge, and here we go. Alright, Root Riders are making their way in. A couple of them are kind of going off track here. It's going to send a blimp over the top to grab this Town Hall. Okay. Looks like he's losing a couple of these Root Riders over to where the heroes are at. Pops the Warden's ability. Now the Warden's going to follow the King and the Queen, which makes sense in this scenario, even though that's not necessarily what he wanted to have happen. Blimp makes it into the core. We got the Rage spell down. Healers trying to keep up with these Root Riders on the right side of the base. He's got the Overgrowth on the back side, covering up the Monolith at the moment. The Yetis get the Town Hall secured. King and Queen still pushing along that left side. We got the Tesla farm over there. Yetis moving their way down. There we go. We got the screen adjusted here so we can see we're going to bring the Royal Champion back, but she doesn't even go straight for the Monolith. She gets a little distracted, and then the next invis misses. Has to drop in one more. She does finally get the Monolith down, but she doesn't have a whole lot more support to get through everything. However, the King and Queen still looking pretty good on the left side of the base so far, and it looks like they're going to be able to continue to move their way through. We do still have the scatter shot. We did have a late wall break for that scatter as well, so the King can make his way in there. He does have the Fox making him invisible as well, so he doesn't have to worry about taking too much damage here. Queen making her way in. Fire Spitter's going to get some damage in, but this is going to take a lot of time for these heroes to get through. So even if they've got the power to get through everything, they're definitely not going to have enough time. And not just that, but they're not going to have enough power, because the other thing to keep in mind is we still have that single Inferno down here. No more wall breakers to get into the base, and you can see it's already going to zap down the Barbarian King. Down he goes. It's just up to the Queen, and even if she gets everything else, she's not going to be able to get through the wall before the single Inferno takes her down. So this is going to be a defense. Let's take a look at the next replay. Alright, we do have another Spirit Walk into Root Riders. This time the Spirit Walk coming in from the top side of the base, and it's going to be a shorter one, not as many invis, and we do have the Recall instead of the Revive. So we're going to be pulling the Royal Champion out of the base once she gets the value that she's looking for here. So far, getting through the Ricochet Cannon at 12 o'clock, and then we'll see if she makes her way over to that single Inferno. Yes, she does. She makes her way over there. Next invis is down, so far, so good. We'll let the RC do her thing, and then we'll see what the Root Riders are going to come into play as well. Looks like the RC is going to chase the enemy champion down into the base, so that lets her get in towards the Poison Tower, get the Fire Spitter taken care of, at least the first one, and there's the Recall. No, he's not going to let her go for the Fire Spitter. Okay. But that's fine. We've got something on the right side of the base. Can't see exactly what it is at the moment, but looks like the Queen's making her way in. We got a Siege Barracks over there as well. Okay. So we're setting up the other side of the funnel. We're going to try to funnel out this right side of the base, which, like I said earlier, has a lot of buildings over here. It's going to be tricky to funnel because we got a lot of stuff to get through before any sort of pathing can be established. But we do have the P.E.K.K.A.s moving through. We got the Wizards, all that from the Siege Barracks. We got the Queen still making her way through. The Gigabomb going off actually kills one of the P.E.K.K.A.s, and that Tornado Trap holding up the other one, so it's going to go down as well. But it looks like we've pretty much got the funnel established, at least good enough for the Root Riders to start making their way in from the top right side of the base. Valkyries out of the Siege Barracks. They're going to help finish up that funnel on the right side, keep the Root Riders inside of the base, and making their way in towards the Monolith. He does freeze it up. There we go. Root Riders pushing in. We got the healers trying to keep them healthy as they make their way in towards the core. And there we go. They are going to push in. It looks like we did lose one Root Rider to the outside, but not a big deal here. Rage spells down. We got an Ice Golem and an Ice Hound on defensive clan castle. And remember, when you're watching these replays, you want to keep an eye on what troops are being run in the defensive CC. So if you do use this base, might be a good idea to copy the defensive clan castle as well. Everything getting frozen in the core. Takes a little bit of time to get through that clan castle combo. But there we go, finally getting through. We're going to freeze on the backside for the enemy prince. All right, so far it's not looking too bad, but we still have the Tesla farm to get through. And we still have the Fire Spitter on the right side, which is covered up, and then one more single Inferno. We do have Queen's ability, Prince ability, and Royal Champion ability still to work with. Prince pops his ability here. He's got the pants on that's going to give him a little extra protection here. Pops the Queen's ability as well, so just like that, all these hero abilities are getting popped. The RC's still looking healthy at the moment, though. Making her way up towards the top side of the base. Looks like the Queen might be having a little bit of trouble here with that single Inferno shortly. And there we go, it does lock onto her, so the Queen's going to go down. It's really going to be up to the champion on the backside to try to finish this up. Queen makes her way over to the Fire Spitter. She actually got out of range of that single Inferno. The Fire Spitter does go down. Queen's going to beat on a wall, but look at the clock. The time is running out. He has enough power, but he does not have enough time on the clock. Nice try on this one. Let's take a look at another. The next replay to take a look at is, of course, going to be another Spirit Walk with the Royal Champion. You got a bunch of invis, but at least this time it is going to be Dragon, so we get to see a little bit of that approach as well. He's going to start off by picking off a few of these archer towers on the edges with a few balloons, and then we're going to actually Spirit Walk from the left. So this is going to be the third different entry for the Royal Champion that we've seen in 3 attacks. She's going to make her way through the multi-archer tower. Of course, we got that Tesla farm that's going to pop up, and then we got the CC troops. Looks like the CC's actually changed, so I guess you get another option to use for CC troops. This time around, it's going to be triple Ice Golem with archers. Obviously, the archer's not going to do much, but the triple Ice Golems should hold up the Royal Champion at least for a little bit. Alright, so she's going to get stuck there. She's going to have to deal with the enemy prince. She gets frozen, and this isn't good for your Spirit Walk. This is not how you want the Royal Champion to be going about things. Next invis is down. She does grab the air defense, makes her way over to the geared up cannon. She will be able to get that taken care of. Drops in the next invis. Did she just go down? I think she did. So the Royal Champion is dead. She didn't really get a whole lot. So let's see how the dragons do. We got the dragons. We're just going to spam them in from the right side of the base. Okay. We do have the sweepers in the core pointing to the top and bottom right. So we'll see how that goes. The blimp should fly right in between them, though. So it shouldn't really be too big of an issue. Blimp making its way in. We got that tornado on the bottom right. I don't know how that blimp missed that tornado. That's crazy. It had to have been within a tile of hitting that tornado trap. But there we go. The blimp does make it in. The town hall should go down to the CC. Why does he have dragons in the CC to take down the town hall? I'm not sure, but at least it works here, because I was a little bit worried they might not get the job done. We got a bunch of dragons on the bottom side. We got the prince on the top side. He's already popped his ability. We got single infernos to get through. He did bring a skelly spell to take care of at least that bottom single inferno, so that's not going to be too big of a deal. A few dragons still on the top side. We got an invis up there for the prince. We got a lot of dragons still left alive on the bottom. Now we got to deal with the ice golems that are left over out of the CC. Pops the king's ability. Spiky ball bouncing all over the place, getting some damage on some of these buildings. Again, he still has a lot of dragons. It's still not looking too bad. We got a little under a minute left on the clock, so we'll see how this one works out. That monolith's still going to be a problem. The fire spitter finally going to go down. How much damage can that monolith really do, though, with a big group of dragons? There goes one. There goes two. Is it going to get a third? It looks like it might. Not quite. Builder Hut takes out that third one. But the dragon's still pushing through. We got 30 seconds. The clock is ticking. I think this one might actually just come down to time as well. Got the Expo on the top side. Dragon's still pushing their way through. The single Inferno's still there. Can the single Inferno... Actually, these dragons are low. I don't think it's going to be an issue of time. I think it's going to be an issue of power. Look at that multi-archer tower popping off. Looks like it was an issue of both. And this will be the final replay for this video. It's going to be another Spirit Walk, and we get to see another angle. It is going to be the Root Riders yet again. But the Royal Champion coming in from the bottom side of the base this time. Popping that early haste vial. Getting through the single Inferno. Drops in the invis to get through the multi-archer tower. Moving over to the Expo and the Wizard Tower. The RC is going to continue her way up the outside left of the base. Alright, next invis is down. I don't know if he's hoping for her to go for that scatter. I'm not sure that she will. She might after the Archer Tower. There she goes. Moving into the base. She'll grab the scatter shot here. Okay. And then there we go. Again, we got triple Ice Golem, so looks like that's going to stay a little bit consistent there. Alright, now she's just going to be working on Ice Golems. He's going to go with the recall, pull her out of there. Perfect timing there. She doesn't have to sit there forever and beat on Ice Golems. Question is, what's going to be next? Looks like he's got an archer at the bottom side of the base. Going to pull the Ice Golems away. A Couple of Valkyries to try to help deal with those, get them out of the way before the main army comes in. And then there we go, we got the king on the right side of the base with an Electro Titan. And then he's got the queen over there as well, siege barracks, and then the root riders from the bottom right side. All right, we'll see if they actually set the funnel in time, because there are a lot of defenses on that right side that'll keep these root riders from going in for that monolith. He's got a Skelly spell in, he's got the freeze there, but the town hall shots are going to make that Skelly spell kind of worthless, because that poison obviously is going to get rid of the Skellies very quickly. There we go, he's going to be able to get the monolith out of the way, so no big deal. Root riders continuing into the base, that overgrowth on the top side helping out with the pathing. Still have a lot of stuff making its way in, just very slowly. Looks like some Valkyries and Super Hogs out of the siege machine there. Very interesting choices. Everything's still trying to slow roll its way into the town hall compartment. And there we go, finally gets it open up. We got the king moving in, pops the king's ability. Spiky Ball, Earthquake Boots, super late Warden's ability. I didn't even realize he still had it at this point. But there we go, pops the Warden's ability that's going to protect at least the queen and a few other troops. Maybe not the most optimal ability there. The prince going to be hitting the king, doing lots of damage here on defense on the left side. Queen's finally coming over to help, but it's a little too late. That king's already taken so much damage from the prince. He's going to get forced to Phoenix before he gets through that wall. And everything has pretty much fizzled out. The single on the top side is going to kill the rest of those troops. And then it's just going to be the king and queen, and it's not going to be enough. Nice try, but it will be yet another defense. Be sure to check out the WBB socials on screen. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you all next time.